right, we are officially live. Let me just
Woo!
okay. I think I'm okay, right? Okay. Well, for everyone that is tuning in, hello. I am Laura from Maverick Lacrosse, coming to you live from Syracuse, New York. And first off, just on behalf of everybody at Maverick, we just hope everyone's staying safe and healthy, and we'll get through this. But we're very excited to have our athlete, Sammy Tracy, on.
Hi
Hello.
everyone. How are you?
Good, good. Where
I'm
are you?
I'm in Bedford, New York,
Amazing.
and finally back home with the family. It's day
Good.
one. I've been quarantining from them, so with all the travel from Arizona and California, and it's so crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're in one spot and you can hopefully just ride this out.
It's cold though.
I know. I was gonna say.
But you can't. I couldn't be in California and stare at the beach and not be able to go on it. So it was torture. It might as well just stay here.
Yeah, you might as well, especially with family and your doggy.
Yeah, Mr. Winnie.
All right, so we are here with our AMA Ask Me Anything segment. So over the weekend from you guys, we collected a bunch of really, really great questions. So we're going to fire them off to Sammy, see what she has to say. We'll also be taking questions through Instagram Live. So everybody feel free. We'll pause, and looks like we already got some questions. So we will get those in there as well. You ready?
Ready.
All right. So first question is from Jenny E. She wants to know how old you were when you first started to play lacrosse.
I was about 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was really young. My dad went to Maryland, and playing lacrosse was definitely part of the path. Just lucky I loved it. So it was kind of our thing. And so I started really young in the backyard.
Nice. All right. The next question we got on Instagram on a comment from our post today from Oneonta Women's Lacrosse. What advice would you give to college lacrosse players right now to keep their skills sharp? So as everyone knows, the NCAA season was canceled, which is a huge bummer. So yeah, how would you advise girls to keep their skills sharp?
There's a lot of things you could do. I would definitely try to switch it up because obviously you don't want to be too repetitive and not enjoy it. You want to have fun. I would say watch women's and men's lacrosse. Definitely the PLL makes it super interesting, or the WPLL. There's games online, YouTube. And then I would practice cradling. I think that's underrated. Cradling in the mirror is something everybody can do. And then work on fakes as well. Small little hitches, and if you have a wall ball is great, or a parent that you could use is awesome. And then just staying fit, but you don't want to push your body too hard.
Right.
I think everyone's like, let's go. And it's also nice to take a break, let your body rest and heal. I know I was like, summer was so important for rest for me. They didn't want me working out. So taking the rest that you need and also pushing yourself hard. So try to find that balance.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely think that film is something that's kind of overlooked right now. There's a lot of accounts out there. UNC just put out a great Instagram post on some of the biggest plays in that ACC championship. So there's a lot of film out there that can be watched. I think that people can learn from. That's a good point. And you kind of just touched on this, but we got a question from Ranelli. How do you practice cradling? Which is a good question for some of the beginners out there.
So what I like to do is put my stick at triple threat, which is right up top, right here. And then I like to make small circles with the butt end. So I think a lot of time we're taught at a very young age, especially women, to go from shoulder to shoulder, but we should actually have our butt facing our partner, or let's say the mirror, and make small circles and have it in our fingertips. So I have a lot of my draw girls do that, and I also have my high school team. We cradle a lot. I think it's very important because we want to be able to do everything, but also the style of cradle is like adds to your swag and is important with ball handling.
Awesome. Yeah, I think the mirror is a really good detail in that. So you can kind of see what you're doing.
Yeah, it's good to. I would go on YouTube and watch some of your favorite players cradle, and then go in the mirror and try to mimic it. The mirror is super helpful.
Awesome. Okay, so Maya Lax Hunt, she submitted a question over the weekend via Instagram story. She wants to know, what stick do you use?
We all know that. The Axiom is my favorite. The Ascent, sorry. I was like, no, the Axiom too. I was just looking at the old shafts and stuff in my room. So I was looking at all of the shafts, but Maverick, it has the best hold for
Awesome.
sure. And it's good on the draw. It doesn't bend. We can't forget that, especially because I'm always in hot weather. We can't have anything mushing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, and a great question after that from Colleen_Desmond. What is your favorite Ascent color?
I was really into the white and black, and well, my favorite touch is the rose gold, but now I'm into the all black.
There you go.
So I've changed my changed.
She changed. Okay. Billy B, you might know him, fellow Tar Heel.
Yeah.
He wants to know, what was your favorite sport to watch at UNC?
Lacrosse.
Lacrosse? Men's or women's? Or both, I guess, right?
Both. Because the women's is super fun, and then the men are so tricky.
Yeah.
And we had some Canadians, Chris Cloutier, always throwing in something special. So, and Joey Sankey. And Billy. I like watching Billy.
There you go. It's in the family, the Maverick family.
Yeah.
This is a good question from JoJo Small. What is your favorite stick trick? You're a very tricky player, so I'm interested to see what you have.
What's my favorite stick trick? I think like my favorite one ever is taking it from my hip and then hitting it off the back, because it was like one of the first ones I've ever used, and I'm able to like build it into a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's like, I wouldn't say useful. My favorite stick trick to do on the field. I love like a really good BTB feed, because it's really hard. Like BTB behind the back feeds are definitely way harder than a shot, because you got to lead the person and you have your vision. So I like a good BTB feed. I think those are cool.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Shooting behind the back goal must be so different than an assist or even a pass.
Yeah.
Cool.
So.
All right. You hear that, JoJo Small? All right, let's see if we have anyone. Make sure if you want to submit a question to all the viewers out there, you use the sticker. So let's take a break and see what we've got here. All right, so Julia Wagner wants to know, what is your favorite college lacrosse team? This might be easy, but let's go.
The Tar Heels.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
They were on a pretty big run this year.
I feel so bad, but,
yeah. But it
like they were so fun to watch, and Katie Hogue and Jamie Ortega were just taking over. Taylor, the goalie, is someone, she's so special, and she's like, to me, she's like a mix of like the two goalies I had in college.
Mm-hmm.
So just like perfect storm.
Right. And it seems like a lot of them are returning for the 2021 season. And then they have Kerrigan Miller, who's transferring in, which is really, really big.
And Katie and Kerrigan played together.
Oh, cool.
So they were, at least that will be easier, to get that chemistry going. Yeah. But wow.
Yeah, 2021 will be pretty exciting for them, I think.
Yeah. Hopefully just, keep the momentum going. And I'm sure Jenny will find a way to make it extra special.
All right, so we have a question from Tail Rob 4. What is your pregame ritual?
My pregame ritual would have to be getting a coffee with my teammates, then going home. I like to do my makeup.
Mhm.
I don't do any face makeup, but I do. I like to make my eyes all like I like to use gold because you got to have that gold mentality on my
There you go.
eyeshadow, and then I think it's relaxing to do my eyelashes and my eyeliner because people are feeding me. They got to see my eyes.
There you go.
But my Cascade goggles, you can see my eyes pretty well.
Right. Yeah.
So
Mess it
I
up
do
for you.
that, and then we jam out in the car. This is more like college,
Yeah.
and then but I do the same face in the coffee at pro, and then I'm not a dancer in
No?
the no, but I'm for 2021. I definitely think Alex Ost is gonna hit the dance floor right
Yeah.
before we go out.
Yeah, her TikToks are pretty legit these days.
Yeah, so I'm maybe if she teaches me a couple things, I'll
Okay.
get in there,
Yeah,
and
you guys should keep up.
yeah, and then we'll go out. But I like to kind of just relax because I like to let it build and
Yeah.
let it go.
Yeah, focus, right?
Hmm.
Awesome. All right, so we'll take a break from the Instagram live question. All right. This was a really cool Instagram handle. Morganization Inspiration
Oh, I love
wants to
that.
know, yeah, she wants to know if you have any tips for keeping middies in good shape.
Running hills,
Okay.
sprinting.
Sprinting hills,
Um,
running
I
hills.
think if you're a midi, long distance should be easier for you. And I was a midi like once before I got moved to attack, and so sprinting and having that heart rate go up and then go back down is great. I that's all I could think of in the backyard
Yeah.
or if you have access to a hill.
Yeah.
Because I would say, the track, you could sprint the straightaways and then kind of jog or walk the curbs. So
Hmm.
things like that are great for middies, and obviously weight training because you want to be explosive too.
Right. Right. All right. There you go. Morganization inspiration. Run those hills. Okay. This one is from Ari Sosi. They want to know if you have anything to say to high school girls wanting to play college lacrosse. So maybe just like some type of, a piece of advice or something.
Have fun. It's the most important thing. I think we always see everyone competing and doing the most, but just make sure you're going out there and having fun because that's when you're the most creative,
Yeah.
and um, just try to stay regimented and scheduled. I think it gives you something to look forward to, and just try new things. Just do things with no pressure, just for
Yeah.
fun.
I think keeping yourself in schedule is a good point too, because when you get to college, you are given a pretty strict schedule of what you have to follow almost every day.
Yeah.
Even when you go home for breaks, you're always getting workouts and whatnot. So yeah, that's a good point. Keeping yourself on a good
Yeah.
schedule is very smart.
Schedules are important. That's like learning that now is better than obviously
Right.
learning it when you get there. So
Yeah.
try to build yourself. It's fun to. I know a lot of people love building a schedule. So
Yeah.
write it out for the week and
Yeah.
then try to see how well you could abide by it. Like
Yeah.
stick work one day, running the next day, shooting, and then I love yoga, so throw some yoga in there. Just
Mhm.
keep it different, keep it light.
Yeah,
And
and I think now is even a good time to get started on that too, when we do have so much more time on our hands. And
yeah.
kids aren't going to school right now, practice isn't happening, so this could be a really good time to get started and get practice. All right. Alexandra O'Malley wants to know if you have any tips to get your behind the back shot better.
My best advice with behind the back is wherever your butt is facing, not your butt like on your body, but the stick, that's where the ball is going to go. So I like to line my shoulder and then the opposite shoulder where the butt is, touch the butt, and then have your hands and elbows out as far as you can. And then you want to push the bottom hand and pull the top hand down. So it goes right into that crease. So then you know where it's going.
All
and then
right.
you can also bounce it. Because
Okay.
when you start from the hip, then it only has one trajectory. But when you're higher, you can throw it high or you can have it slam low.
Oh, there you go. All right. There you go, Alexandra O'Malley. Okay. Melissa K. What is one thing that you eat or drink almost every day?
Um, I I have tea a lot. I'm like a big tea
Tea.
drinker. I do like coffee, but I don't only have one. I don't even make a full cup. I can't finish it. So I would say I have tea every day, probably more towards nighttime.
Yep.
And then I drink lemon water with
Mhm.
cayenne pepper and stevia during the day.
What does that do for you?
It's just like keeps your metabolism going
Oh,
and
nice.
boosts your immune system, especially during these times. So
Mhm.
that's what I've been doing every day. I usually wouldn't, but I want to keep my immune system like at the tippy top, especially because I had to travel for
Yeah.
because a little bit because I'm a little bit of a gypsy, so I had to get back. So lemon water is great for your immune
Yeah.
system, and it's great for your metabolism. It has a ton of benefits, and the cayenne, I like things a little spicy, spice it up. I can't just do the
Yeah.
lemon, and then the stevia makes it a little sweet.
Awesome. All right, so let's take questions from live. Okay. So Grace Jenkins. Grace was very instrumental in our Hallie Live. So thank you for tuning in again, Grace.
Hi,
Um,
Grace.
why did you decide to partner with Maverick?
There's a lot of reasons. I think that it's so personalized between us. We've made a stick together,
Mhm.
and I think they really listen to the athletes, um, which I think is super important. And because not only am I growing, but we are growing together.
Yeah.
And I just there was this. I love the stick. It is a great hold. It's really built for not only just a draw stick, but just an overall great stick. It's light and it has like I think it just fits me.
Yeah.
It fits my personality, and we have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So
we do. There you go, Grace. You hear to hear. All right. What else do we have? Okay. From Kat G, she wants to know, is there anything you always tell your girls as a coach?
ooh. People will remember. So I live by this quote, and people forget what you do on the field, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
Okay.
So it's really important to be people will play their best when they feel comfortable
Hmm.
and that you have faith in them and to try new things, right? You know, when you feel restricted and or like I'm going to pull you out right away, right? That they need the creativity. So I make sure that everyone's a good teammate and that we're all working together as a collective goal. And so yeah, everyone feel good and be creative. That's being creative is probably the biggest thing, and to try new things and to do it 110%.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Kat G, for the question. All right, we can take a break from these and go back to ones we got over the weekend. Okay, so we all know you are quite the traveler,
Yes.
the world traveler. It's pretty amazing. So Mark Lax 123 wants to know, what is your favorite place that you've ever visited?
Oh, that's really hard. Uh, I love Turkey. I think that it was really different, but I do love Japan.
Oh, I want
Um,
to go to Japan.
Japan, I think Japan because overall, I guess like Turkey was like a culture shock.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful. I loved Greece because I love beaches, and then Amsterdam was something totally different.
Yep.
It was kind of like Venice, but I would say Japan overall was my favorite because like they love lacrosse.
Mm-hmm.
The way they treat people, the culture, the food. I could eat sushi. It's built for me because I can eat sushi every day, and for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the colors, just Japan is the best, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you went there a few times with the WPLL, right?
I've been there twice, and then I've also been to Kyoto. I extended my stay, and then hopefully if we go back,
Yeah.
I would love to like go to Thailand after. I think that's my
Yeah.
next, to pair that with that, would be my next move.
All right. So Japan, Mark Lax, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Jenny Fargo wants to know, what was your favorite lacrosse memory from UNC?
I have a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. My favorite memory, well, people think it's scoring the winning goal, but I did love, the 2016 one as well, because I feel like it was a really big team effort. And I think I did, even though I did score the winning goal, I did a lot more that year, especially with the draw.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have to say when we won our first ACC.
Championship, yeah.
Yeah, I would have to say that because it was so dramatic.
Yeah.
Like Gary Gate and just doing his thing, and Kaylor Trainer like tying it, and like the things we overcame. It was nuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the more dramatic, the better.
Yeah, right? It just makes
Yeah,
that victory that much sweeter.
yeah, exactly.
All right. Okay. Tough question from Hannah W. What is one thing that you'll miss most about not playing in the WPLL this season?
Playing in the WPLL is incredible because it's the best talent all
Yeah.
in the world
Right.
competing on one stage. So definitely like that competition. I trained super hard last year with Matt June and Athletes Warehouse, and to take my game and my athletic ability to the next level, because that's just what you have to do. And so I became such a better player because of how great everyone is in the WPLL. So challenging myself was definitely the most exciting thing. And being pushed by my teammates, and we're still talking the
Yeah.
I mean the Pride, yeah. So at least we still get to stay connected. So I'm lucky that we're so close.
Yeah. 2021, right?
Woo! Yes. Or in the fall, who knows? Maybe
Yeah,
we'll pull
that's true.
something off.
Yeah.
But for right now, we're just doing the best we all can, and
Yeah. It's crazy.
crazy.
Okay. Taylor R. What is one thing you do to get faster and more explosive? This is a good question.
So I went to Athletes Warehouse in Mamaroneck, or Pleasantville. Sorry, I've been gone for so long. And I worked with Matt June and a couple of the trainers there, Nick Serio, and we work on box jumps and box jumps, sprinting drills, pushing sleds, towing sleds. I think that was the biggest thing. Just like the constant sprinting, adding like the box jumps and the sled tows and the sled pulls. I've never done that, and I do a lot of yoga, so doing less of the yoga, but still keeping that in there because especially that my muscles got bigger, they are a little tighter. So those are just a few of the many things that we did.
Yeah, you really put in a lot of work there.
Yeah, but it paid off.
I know it did. All right, let's see if we have any questions with live. We'll take a quick break. All right. This is a kind of a broad question, but we'll ask Kate Lex 29. What is your best advice to get better?
I would have to it's a big question, but
Broad, I guess, just like a lacrosse player.
I would say, keep to a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and everything you do matters. I would say that. Just, eat healthy, sleep right, get good night's sleep, find a way, because I'm not a good sleeper, but I try.
Yeah.
And make sure you do on top of your schoolwork, make sure you're on top of everything, and everything else will follow. So if you're working, putting that work in every day, you will see results. It might be small, but anything you do counts. So if you're doing nothing and you're sitting eating candy, it all adds up. So try to do the right thing.
There you go. Do the right thing. Kate Lex.
Getting dark. I'm gonna put my light on. Oh.
All right. Take a little break from the lax questions. Nicole D wants to know, what do you like more, the mountains or the ocean? That might be hard. You do a lot of hiking.
I went to California and I lived in like the Malibu area and Westlake, and it has mountains and a beach. So that's why I moved there. That's a great question.
You can't choose, can you?
Yeah, I do love mountains. Mountains make me feel like a certain way. But I do love the ocean. It's just like so relaxing, and I love nothing more than to like soak in so much sun. Like I love.
You do need to live in California, is what you're saying.
Yes, I do.
Get the best of both worlds.
But I do love the city, New York City. I love that fast pace and the high fashion.
Well, lucky for you, you travel a lot, so you can kind of get it all the time, right?
I try. I'm trying to do a draw control academy everywhere.
There you go. Well, you do a lot in Jackson Hole, right?
I love Jackson Hole.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, the kids that live there are so fun, and they just have a different way of life. And one girl told me, I'll never forget. She like, we live in a snow globe. She's like, we wake up and it's always snowing.
Yeah.
So I almost moved there. I'm just trying to figure out which is the best place, but I love California right now.
Good. That would be a tough choice.
Yeah.
Okay. John F wants to know, on an 8-meter, this might be situational, but on an 8-meter, do you like to run it in or step and shoot and just rip it from the top?
Like my go-to is just step and shoot. But I definitely think you have to switch it up, because a lot of the times people did know I was going to do that and like to stick their stick in my, like, instead of running in, they just reach straight across just to get a piece of the follow through. So I think you have to switch it up to keep, the goalie and the defenders on their toes, because they do scout that kind of thing.
Right. So it's pretty situational, John F. All right. So feel free to send in more questions via live. Let's take a look. Okay. A Tailored Lifestyle wants to know, have you watched any good shows during quarantine?
I'm so bad at watching shows, but I did watch one, and I liked Outer Banks.
Oh, I heard about that one.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Is it reality or is it like scripted acting?
It is scripted acting, but I like got one of my teammates on it, Molly Stevens, and because I was like embarrassed. I was like, I've been watching, but it's really good. I got hooked. It's about a treasure hunt. And it's like they go to Chapel Hill one night. So,
so you were probably ready to see all that go down, huh?
Yeah. So that was my one show. But if you have any recommendations, I'll take them. And I watched The Last Dance last night. Oh,
that's a classic.
Yeah.
You're not the first person to say that Outer Banks is a good show. I might have to watch that.
Yes, watch it. It was good. Okay. It was addicting. Because I can't sit still, so shows aren't really my thing.
Got it.
Unless it's like sitting as a family or a group. But I watched that one, and then me and my family watched the other one, The Last Dance. Yeah.
Jordan. Yeah.
Well, and I love the Bad Boys, like the Detroit Pistons and stuff like that. I because I travel so much, so I watched that on the plane.
Yep.
So it all kind of went together.
Awesome. All right, Outer Banks. I'll have to watch it. Okay. So this, unless we have some more questions coming in, which I don't think we do. This will be a nice question to end with. Sophie G wants to know, who is your biggest inspiration?
Ooh,
That's hard.
that's hard. I think I take I take from a lot of different people.
Yeah.
Um, honestly, I think my greatest inspiration when I was young was my father. And he's taught me so much, especially about just life and the game of lacrosse. But he was a defender, and he just liked to hit people. So technically, Jen Adams was huge for me. I was obsessed with her, and Katrina Dowd. Jen Adams, the way her style of play, and she was one of the first to go around and do traveling clinics, and I went to every single one.
Oh, really?
And I just she was incredible. And then when I started watching lacrosse when Katrina was playing, and just all the crazy things she did was just truly inspiring, because she really started the big change to where we are now. I think she was one of the big people to start that. So those would be my two women that really inspired me in the game of lacrosse.
Awesome. And then I saw one more question come in. Where did it go? Oh, which professional athlete would you want to meet in any sport?
We were just talking about it. I want to be Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
He's so interesting.
I
I like how I was talking about it with my friends actually, and he's such a great athlete because he found his role and he did it 110%, and that's what made him the best rebounder in basketball. So, but he is a little kooky. I would like to meet him once, but maybe that's it.
Yeah, maybe it's once. Say hi. Nice to meet you.
We'll just get to experience.
Yeah.
Or Phil Jackson. I guess because we were watching it, because I love that he tied in the Native American culture with coaching.
Right.
So I thought that I really am into that, and he was teaching them yoga, and also his philosophy of like every individual is different, but we take what having like a crazy Dennis Rodman, and then having Michael Jordan who's fiercely competitive, and then having all those people and bringing them together to make one great championship team. I think that's cool too. So
cool, so unique.
Yeah,
All right.
being yourself, being unique,
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We actually are still getting some questions in. Oh, wait, nope. I guess we're not. My bad. All right. If anybody has any last minute questions, feel free to send them in. Other than that, we are, let me see. Oh, okay. Here we go. Charlotte Pinto, 07. Hey, girl.
Hey.
How important is your footwork workouts?
They are extremely important. We want to make sure that when we set up cones, I use more cones for dodging because I'm an attacker. Defense, I think it's like one of the main pivotal things you need to do. So ladders are huge, but all for dodging, I think, exploding off the cone and awareness of space between the cone. You don't want to dodge right on top of it, because if you think of the cone as a player, you don't want to, be on top of her. You want space. So they are important. I would definitely do that once a week. But if you're an attacker, I would say stick work would be the biggest thing right now that you can control. And yeah, stick work, I would say, would be my main thing. But if you're a defender, I would say footwork.
Awesome. Actually, we're getting a ton of questions now, of course. Let me see. They're not like populating now. Hold on. Okay. Okay, Billy Bitter 4. He has a lot of questions. If you could play any other sport professionally, what would it be? That's a
Hmm.
that's a hard one.
Yeah. Um, beach volleyball.
Okay.
Beach volleyball, I think, is like the two man is super fun
Yeah.
and diving. I love just like diving in the sand, and I love volleyball. I love to watch it. I played it, and
Oh, you did.
um, I think that's one of the coolest sports. And just takes a lot of skill and it's super
So
fun. And
skill.
you're in the hot sun all the time. And
Yes.
there's
On
a
the
lot
beach.
of and on the beach.
Yeah. That to me has got to be one of the most grueling, that and like water polo. Just
Oh,
when you're in a totally
treading
different
water.
element, sand, water, like that would be fun,
Yeah.
but really hard.
Water polo will be hard. They like pull on you while you're in the water.
I know.
Gotta be strong.
All right, we are getting a ton more questions. Okay. Oh, Billy's just teasing us now. What's the better town, Yorktown or Somers? Somers?
Somers. I would have to say Yorktown because I have friends there. Not Somers. Sorry, JoJo.
These are Westchester towns. In case
Yeah, these are Westchester towns. But what about Fox Lane or John Jay?
I know. Okay. Oh, all right. These are more good questions. What's your least favorite running drill that you've had to do? I mean, does anybody like any running drills?
Mm, uh, I'm really the my run test was awful.
Oh, what was that?
Um,
At UNC?
yeah, we I don't even know how to explain it. It was so long. We just did like 300s, 200s, 100s, the 50s, and then like the shuttle. And like we did that like several times and you had to make certain times, and there was no real break, and that was pretty ugly. Um, but I hate the small shuttles. I'm really good. I can keep 300s, 200s, and 100s.
Yeah.
I'm good at. Like if there's the full field, but then when you have to go back and forth, I'm still working. I'm still working on getting better at that. So that to me would be the toughest.
See? She's still working, people.
Yes, I still
Still
gotta get
working on
better.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Run tests are never easy. And I'm sure at UNC when you took them in the fall, it was probably so hot.
So hot. Well, people went down. Just like, uh,
I don't mean to laugh. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
just like it's like gross. I can't say it on. Just like, but you have to push yourself.
Yeah.
That's what they want to see the most. Is
Yeah.
if you're giving it your all.
Yeah.
So
And then if you didn't pass, would you have to retake it or would you?
we didn't have to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I know some schools they'll do like, all right, if you don't pass, then you have to show up, X amount of days in the morning until you finally pass it, and it's like this whole thing. But
Yes. Thank you, Jenny. We did not have to do that.
all right, let's see. Whoopsies. See if we have any other questions here. That might be it for now. Billy wants to know what your vertical leap is, but
That, I don't know.
better
It's
than
good though. I think for being so short.
yeah. All right. Well, I think that does it for all of our questions tonight. We'll be keeping this posted onto our story. So if anybody wants to tune back in and see all of these amazing questions, amazing answers from Sammy and Joe, it'll be there. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Sammy.
Thank you for having me. It's so
Yeah.
good to see you. It's
You
like
too. I know. It's like we're kind of close.
I know.
I'm glad you're home and safe with your family and your family's safe. You guys are kind of in a very populated area, especially with COVID-19. So we hope you're staying safe and healthy, and we will see you on the other side of this, I'm sure.
Yes, getting back to all our fun things that we do, photo shoots and hanging out.
Yep. Do you have a lot of draw control planned for this summer, or is that kind of up in the air?
That is, I hope so.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll have to be made virtual, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm going with the flow. I have some things coming out. Um, so
Stay tuned, everyone.
everyone stay tuned. And I hope everyone is being safe and healthy and surrounded by their loved ones, or if not, virtually. So, um, you
All
guys,
right. Bye,
everyone stay
everybody.
safe. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.